Yes, the left don't bitch about Dick Gregory driving a Mercedes-Benz, making $1 million a year and keeping it because he's black. I'll tell you that, right? Nobody's ever had the guts to say that. There goes another little truth for your Christmas presents. I said it. Didn't I, Dick? Will your act?
You're on the air.
Color is not an argument in the 80s. Sex and color and age are not an argument. You gotta have a good idea. Well, I'm semi-nude.
It's pretty obvious that there's always going to be people who are going to attack you because, quote, you're not poor on the street or wealthier. You're not one of the downtrodden people. No, I like to finish this because it gets me angry when people take somebody who's used his own mind, his own intelligence, and done some good things.
But
you aren't a god. You're a human being.
I have no desire to make any more money, or let's say keep any more money, than the average working man or woman in the United States. I don't have any desire at all.
Abbie, I think you are doing yourself an injustice in this show, an injustice by defending yourself. You have nothing to defend yourself over.
Oh,
as far as I'm concerned, you've done...
Certainly not from some of the people who've been attacking you tonight. Frank language is really...
Well, Frank is another story.
He's beneath contempt.
Frank is another story, but beyond that, you're always going to see people who haven't been able to reach a level where they feel they're comfortable or whatever, who will attack people like you who are getting off their rear ends, motivating people, and trying to do their little thing in their own little way.
Well, I do get them off.
And
I do get them off their rear ends, and I do motivate them, and no one here is going to say anything that has not been said to me 100 times on a radio show.
I think more than anything else.
This show has gotten more right-wing fascist. I don't want to say wings, because people really don't have wings, I've noticed, since I've been in the environmental movement. But,
Abbie, the people who are against you, the right wing,
city talk,
are going to try to make you into this type of image to get other people against you, the people who you're supporting. But there's very little people can do against someone who is protecting the resources.
They're confused.
They'll
all Americans are confused. Hey, look, I've got newspaper clippings saying I was involved with a lot of radical causes, such as the Ku Klux Klan. Well, the left has never lacked the ability to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. I mean, that's where it's at.
Anyway,
they're always going to nitpick.
I want to let this continue. I'm going to get off. I'm sure this.
I can name 20 books about the 60s that decry the end of the anti-war movement, that don't point out it's kind of hard to have an anti-war movement without a war. I mean, they kind of forget that the forces of evil in the Pentagon were defeated. They kind of forget the fact that there aren't young U.S. boys being sent off right now to Nicaragua to fight. That they would have been sent to Iran, Angola, all these little hot spots all over the place if there had not been that successful resistance. And that resistance was there was a science and there was an art, and there were some people that were good at it and some people not good, and that's that.
Okay, I'm going to get off. I'd like Bob to do one favor. I'd like him to tie you down to be at BAI for about a month. Put a microphone in front of you.
I could do a month.
I know Bob has sadist tendencies.
I do.
Masochistic tendencies. As you can see, he listens to Frank all the time, but...
No, he has anarchistic tendencies, I think. He doesn't...
Oh, speaking of anarchistic tendencies, there's an Anarchist's Blast cabaret tomorrow at Workman's Circle. That's 369 8th Avenue at 29th Street. It begins at 8 o'clock. Steve Ben Israel will be there with a band.
One quick question before I go. Abbie, have you ever spoken at Queens College?
Often.
Yeah, they said I said the record there a year and a half ago I spoke, so I wouldn't be around for... I spoke a year and a half ago, yeah.
You're going to be coming back for all.
It's very moving after my friend Lennon's death, but...
I'm curious, I wasn't there at the time. What was the reaction?
You can catch me at St. John's.
For there is nothing
all figured out how I'm going to say that and get it all in by praising them.
Abbie, I'm curious. How was the turnout and the reaction to Queens College?
They said it was the largest crowd in their history. That's what they said. I don't know. The crowds today are large. What do you want? You want to hear me say something? That G. Gordon Liddy, they say in the press, is popular on campuses, the most popular. I've outdrawn him at every campus more than 3 to 1, and that's a fact. And I've challenged him $10,000 to prove that. I debated him once at a conservative school, University of New Mexico. Absolutely wiped him out. I mean, it's just not true. Why it's not 5,000 people came at Stony Brook University. 5,000 never came to hear me at a university in the 60s at a regular lecture. That's happened all over. You know, I outdrew John Glenn in the University of Ohio. Outdrew Teddy Kennedy in a couple of places. Now, I don't say this just to brag, but I do brag. I mean, I will brag. The point is that the students want to hear some activism. They are awakening. They are turning, and I am a symbol, just like G. Gordon Liddy. So why do you hear this like other thing that those people are popular?
Abbie, you've achieved a degree of fame over your lifetime, and there's nothing wrong with you using that to achieve the results you want.
Absolutely. I am going to use. I understand that. You're right. You're right. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not ashamed of having done it. I didn't know how to handle it a long time ago, and it's one of the reasons I went underground.
Okay, Abbie. I hope other people will call up and listen to you. I really find this extremely exciting.
Okay, why don't you get off and let, why don't you go down to Nightburg and help out, and then we'll meet and everything and have some interesting talks on the job, so to speak. That's where you really can learn something.
You're on the air.
You watch me give good phone, as they say.
You're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Gives good phone, man.
Hello, Abbie?
Yeah.
You mentioned a word earlier which struck a responsive chord because I was so characterized by someone on the radio that I was a groupie. Tell me, what is so contemptible about people who are groupies?
It's not... I am a groupie, too, in a certain sense. I mean, we're all bred to be a groupie. There is a fear that I have.
It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here looking through, Bob, at a picture of John Lennon, and I got a certain fear of groupies. Because, he got it from a groupie. And so there's a certain fear that groupies not just want to kill you, but want to swallow you alive.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're an image. Not because, they've read your books and they want to analyze your thinking.
He was a pretty atypical fan, this guy that got...
Not in my opinion.
I've seen a lot of times. Radio programs.
No, they demand that you heal them.
Stuff like that.
They demand that you heal them. They demand the autograph with such ferocity that if you don't give it, you've destroyed their image, and I've seen all kinds of weird.
No, well, then I don't quite fit that category. I'm a new wave groupie then in that sense because I am a groupie of people. Some people at BAI, for example, and some people at WNYC, for example. But I know they have their names in their phone books, and their phone numbers in the public phone book. I never call them at home. I don't follow them around, but I do write to them and tell them, this program was this or that or so on, things like that. Do you have a picture? I would like to have an autographed picture. I do that.